According to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, a ladder must be positioned so that the distance of its foot that touch the ground from a wall or a ledge is equal to, or should be equal to, 1/4 of its working length as shown in the diagram. If this standard for safety must be followed, what maximum height above the ground could a 15 feet ladder reach? So what is this talking about? Actually, this concept could be, you have to keep in mind, especially now you're stuck at home, you may be helping with the chores and using ladders. Actually, there is a safety standard on how to use ladders so that you avoid being in an accident. It says that the distance from this distance from any a wall or a ledge that you are using the ladder for should be 1/4, or just divide the working length of the ladder divided by 4, and that's how much the foot of the ladder must be from the wall or the vertical of the ledge. Now, in this problem, what maximum height above the ground could a 15 feet ladder reach? So by the way, this 3 feet, that applies if you are actually setting your ladder on a ledge. It has to protrude at least 3 feet. Now, this does not apply in this particular problem because what we are assuming is that we are using the full length of the ladder as its working length. So we have a ladder that is 15 feet long. That is 15 feet. So we're gonna be using the full length of that ladder. Now the question is, if we are to be safe and not risk breaking our bones, how far from the wall should it be? Well, following this advice, okay, this distance right here should be 15/4, or 1/4 of 15, 1/4 of the working length of the ladder. Now we can now find this distance. Let's assume that that is h, the height that the ladder, the maximum height that the ladder could reach. So now, applying the Pythagorean theorem, because we have, it seems to me that we have a right triangle. We are given with one side, two sides. It seems to me that the length of the ladder is its hypotenuse, and the height, the highest height that it can reach is one of the legs. So now let's apply the Pythagorean theorem. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Let us plug in our values. Well, the hypotenuse is 15. It's gonna be 15 squared is equal to, one of the legs is 15/4. 15/4 squared plus, well, we say that one of the leg is also h. It's gonna be h squared. What I want to do, what I want to do is I want to solve for the variable first. So let's get h on the left side of the equation. That would mean subtracting 15/4 squared from both sides. It's going to be h squared is equal to, well, 15 squared minus 15/4 squared. Well, let's get rid of that fraction. Let's make it into a decimal. Is gonna be h squared is equal to 15 squared minus 3.75 squared. Let's simplify our exponents. It's gonna be 15 squared is 225 minus 3.75 squared is 14.0625. I'm cheating, I did that in advance. So it's gonna be, let's take the square root of both sides. It's gonna be h is equal to the square root of 225 minus 14.0625. That would give us h is equal to, well, if you grab your calculator and just put it in, you are going to get to the nearest tenth. Your answer will be approximately 14.5 feet. 14.5 feet. So if you are following the safety standard and you have a 15-foot ladder, the highest it could reach is 14 and a half feet above the ground. Now, who say that we don't use Pythagorean theorem in practical life? Woo-hoo.